Story 1. Yes, we all experience death. However, in the meantime, there is pizza, dogs, and the joy of hitting every green light in traffic. Story 2. If life has no meaning, then that means we are free to make our own. Personally, I choose snacks and naps. Story 3. We are here for a good time, not a long time. So do fun things, create memories, and never say no to dessert. Story 4. You're watching a movie in the middle, the action is intense, your eyes are focused, and the popcorn is giving off that wonderful vanilla butter smell. I burst into the room and pause the movie. I smile at you with a smug expression. I say, "Hey, didn't you know that movie is going to end? What's the point of watching it? Why don't I just turn the TV off right now? Let me have the room instead." You slap me across the face and take back the remote. Crashing back onto the sofa, you scoop all the popcorn back into its bowl. Looking me up and down, you say, "I know the movie is only 2 hours long, but I'm enjoying it, and I want to see how it ends." You press play. Story 5. What you eat is either digested or exits the body. What is the purpose of eating? No matter how much water you drink, you will eventually feel thirsty again. What is the purpose of drinking water? Life is like a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Switzerland. The trip will end one day, but you won't spend your time thinking about it. You will prefer to enjoy the experience instead. Story 6. Purpose is a human construct to which the universe, irrational in nature, has no value to attribute. Purpose is void. There are no chains of fate in your life. If you are going to die anyway, make your time here matter. What brings you joy? What do you want to do? Let that be your guide, not your chains. Story 7. The massive unlikelihood of your birth is both incredibly random and infinitely lucky, suggesting it must have some meaning. You have won the consciousness lottery. Time is a dimension. Now is forever and will always be. What seems fleeting is permanent. This is why you are now. It's not a brief moment. Everything that has happened and will happen is still happening. The moment is immortal. There is ice cream, dancing, love, sunsets, and 5 seasons of Breaking Bad. It's okay. Story 8. This is the perspective of existential nihilism. Not that there is anything wrong with that. I'm just sharing the mentality. Story 9. Mistake number 1 is assuming there is a purpose. Just try to be good. Enjoy it while you can, and love as much as possible. Story 10. I am confused. How would your purpose in life be any different if you were not going to die in the end? Story 11. I just took a long walk with my dog. We took 2 short breaks, enjoying the late afternoon sun. It's reason enough. Story 12. The purpose of life depends on your beliefs. If you believe that this is all a simulation, then the point is to be a character in a world you didn't create. You are essentially filler. If you believe in Western deities, then the purpose is to be the best human you can be. The same is true of most Eastern religions. If you believe in reincarnation, then the point is to set up conditions to make life better for your future self. If you believe in theism, then you are a part of the order of the universe. In Wiccan and most pagan religions, your goal is to become one with nature and understand that connection. If you believe in Satanism, then you are here to make choices, protect women, and follow your instincts with skepticism. If you believe in nothing, then the point of life is to die. If you believe in the Aztec, Toltec, or Tulum religions, then your purpose is to serve the gods and take your turn on the wheel. The truth is that life is what you make it. As for what and why, it is a mysterious gift that we must add meaning to. Story 13. My yoga instructor once amazed me when she said, "Waking up to life is what you were born for. The purpose of life is living." Story 14. To bring in new life and ensure the continuation of our species is the purpose of all living things. Every animal has the instinct to procreate and protect its young. This is the purpose that nature has assigned to us. Story 15. There is no inherent purpose other than biological, which is to continue the species. The rest exists solely because humans assign it purpose. Story 16. This quote from the television show Angel sums it up for me. Angel, well, I guess I worked it out. If there's no glorious end to all this, If nothing we do matters, then all that matters is what we do. That's all there is, what we do now, today. All I want to do is help. I want to help because I don't think people should suffer as they do. If there's no bigger meaning, then the smallest act of kindness is the greatest thing in the world. Story 17. Dogs, love, sunshine, wind, and wildflowers. Walking with people we love, laughing at silly and serious things. Friends texting you, small children smiling at you in the store over their parents' shoulders. Good coffee, sunrises, and more dogs. A premium music service creating a great playlist for you, sharing that playlist, and your friend responding. Baths with lavender and good books. Small things are the big things. Everything else is unimportant. Story 18. A purpose of life, no matter who is controlling it, is to love those who are around to be loved. Story 19. Why would you eat a good meal? Eventually, it will be waste. That is, unless the final outcome of a thing isn't the only aspect that gives it value. Story 20. I don't understand the purpose of eating today if you're going to die anyway. Just enjoy it while it lasts. Story 21. Fundamentally, it's don't die, make babies. Beyond that, it's up to you. I find the idea of there being no meaning to be liberating. Just relax and do your thing. Don't hurt others and try new things. Story 22. As someone with a master's-level theological degree and a deep background in philosophy, the quote I keep returning to for this question is, if nothing you do matters, then all that matters is what you do. Story 23. The meaning of life is to give your life meaning, and the definition of meaning is up to you and no one else. Story 24. Individually, none. As a species, we persist and support each subsequent generation, gradually increasing entropy by producing waste heat until the end of all, as far as we understand. I choose to focus my life on enjoying it and helping others I encounter to do the same. I do this because I want to and feel compelled to. We make our own choices and do what we can with what we have. Story 25. Finding joy in simple things, laughing with friends, enjoying a delicious snack, spending time outdoors, and petting a dog all contribute to happiness. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's legal. Do what you can to bring happiness into your day. Story 26. Yes, we all have 30 to 40 working years to create shareholder value, which can turn billionaires into multi-billionaires. If you find that perspective too bleak, consider that those working years can also help many nearly billionaires grow their net worth to reach the 10-digit threshold. In short, your life has immense worth, just not for you. Story 27. Enjoy it while you're here. I've danced with death 5 times. Don't take things too seriously. You're not guaranteed to make it out alive. Have fun, do epic things, and leave your mark. Story 28. I believe this question could be best answered if we didn't spend so much time working hard just to exist. What would you do in life if we removed the need to survive in a world affected by the cost of living? Story 29. You don't get on a roller coaster to reach the end. You get on to enjoy the ride. You may believe in an afterlife, but I think it's best not to and simply enjoy life for how short and beautiful it is. Story 30. See all you can see, do all you can do, and feel all you can feel. There is no predefined purpose. Our existence is a gift, and it would be a shame to waste it alone in a house-shaped box. Helping others through their journey adds value to your own experience. Story 31. The fact that life is finite is precisely what gives it meaning. If we lived forever, nothing would feel urgent, special, or significant. The awareness of death compels us to seek purpose, to love, to create, to experience, and to leave something behind, whether that is memories in the hearts of others, contributions to knowledge and art, or simply moments of joy that make existence worthwhile. Be stoic. Story 32. Benefit as many people around you before you go. Make the positive aspects of the trickle-down idea actually benefit others. Story 33. That's a really unhelpful attitude. We are not robots. We have emotions, and living life allows us to experience all those feelings. Happiness, sadness, anger, joy, excitement, and desire. Life is an adventure, not just a destination. Story 34. I like to think that existence existed alone and didn't have anything to appreciate. Life was created so something could live in this existence and enjoy what it had to offer. Unfortunately, humans have ruined that idea. Instead of enjoying what is around us, we live in suffering, stress, and mental illness. Story 35. It is amazing to be alive and to have awareness. We should help others so that they may enjoy life more. We have a long way to go on that. Now, for my actual philosophy, I truly don't think we ever die. I believe we are all the same essence, simply tuned into different frequencies. So I am you reading this and you are me writing this. We are everything else too. If we truly believe that, it gives us a whole new purpose because we are not going anywhere. I don't know if science will ever prove this, but it is a fundamental idea in major philosophies and religions, including Christianity. I think people are refining this idea as time goes on, but I believe we live forever, even in other universes. The scariest thought would be to consider what would happen if there were no life at all. We are the rocks and dust in space, so I appreciate having an outlet for experiences, even though they are not always pleasant. This gives us even more reason to love our neighbors and help in every way possible, and to do no harm to others because in doing so, we are helping and harming ourselves. Story 36. Ding, ding, ding. Skipping all the religious beliefs, that's the one question. We are just dust in the wind, and when we close our eyes, it's for infinity. So to answer your question, there is no purpose. But wait, how can that be? My friend, you're a byproduct of the most unimaginable tiny percentage of chance that is life, even more so to include conscious life. Naturally, we want to see a purpose in that, but it had to happen to someone, and that someone is you. Enjoy it. Live your life, pursue what makes you happy, and leave this world better than you came into it. That's the purpose in its own way, and that's it. When you do close your eyes for the last time, you'll never even know you were here. And just to add, this is my opinion. I do not care to debate anyone about any of this. I just wanted to give my perspective. Story 37. Alan Watts has a beautiful perspective on this, and I will do my best to convey it accurately. We often treat life as though it has a purpose, a higher calling or goal to achieve, similar to a race where we try to reach the finish line. However, the reality is that life resembles a dance. You do not dance to reach a specific spot in the room. You do not dance with the aim of finishing the song. Instead, you enjoy the rhythm and live in the moment while the music plays. This encapsulates the meaning of life. Simply to be present and experience each moment. Story 38. You have to discover that for yourself. Nobody can do it for you. Follow your passion whenever possible, and you may find it along the way. Story 39. What you do while you are alive counts for everything. That is the purpose. Treat every day like it is your last and do something that helps others. Story 40. There is no purpose. We are simply the end product of millions of years of natural evolution. However, it seems we may bring that to an end soon. Story 41. To play a few perfect rounds of golf before you die. By perfect, I don't mean scoring par. I mean enjoying them to perfection. Also, leave the world better than you found it. If you have children, make sure they are better people than you and that they live better lives than yours. Story 42. Love. That's it. It's love. Love yourself and all those around you. 43 years to learn this, and hopefully 43 more to practice what I preach. Story 43. Reddit may not agree with this, but the only purpose of life is to continue itself. From the simplest single-celled organisms to humans, there is one central drive and motivation that is universal: to pass on genes to the next generation. We may embellish this purpose more than any other species, labeling it civilization, but the essence remains simple: to sustain humanity. This can be achieved in one of two ways: creating new humans or participating in society and industry to ensure the best future and survival of all. While we have made mistakes in many aspects over the millennia, in general, both methods are essential. So, take action. Story 44. Religious belief does not seem very popular on Reddit these days. Even so, I sincerely believe that we are all children of God, and he sent us here to learn through mortal experiences, both good and bad. Like any parent, he wants us to grow into our divine potential, to become kinder, more patient, more compassionate, more useful, and holier beings. He loves you and will help you as you turn to him. Story 45. It should be possible to live a good life. However, it can be challenging because people can be difficult. So, I suppose I will just focus on surviving. Story 46. Being happy is essential. Every intended action and plan should align with that goal. It requires will, planning, and intention. Otherwise, life can feel like suffering, pain, and burdens. Story 47. There is no cosmic purpose. You do not exist for a reason. However, there is certainly the opportunity to laugh, love, enjoy your time, and improve the lives of others. Story 48. You are free to create your own purpose. We are just a small speck in the grand scheme of things in the universe. I choose to live life the best I can and try to be a good person without fear of the afterlife. I have already experienced death twice, so I am not afraid. Story 49. Why does it need a purpose other than what you feel personally compelled to attribute to it? I don't believe my life has a purpose, but I am doing my best to enjoy it, value it, and appreciate others along the way. I would hate to feel tied to the need for meaning. Story 50. To live it until you no longer will. We are all here to learn and grow from each of our separate experiences. The point is to have fun. Story 51. Purpose is just a word. Life is fleeting and often feels meaningless. People live and people die. Find what drives you and seize it. Story 52. It's just a journey from one place to another. We aren't meant to know more about our existence than we do. It would defeat the purpose of taking the journey. Story 53. We are part of the ecosystem. We care for other animals, people, and plants, and eventually we contribute to fertilizing the earth. What is the purpose of an ant's life? Who knows? Story 54. If you don't know by now, nobody is going to tell you. If you don't know by now, the shock will probably kill you. Story 55. The meaning of life is to live a purposeful existence. Life is the essence of love, and love is the essence of life. Story 56. The eternal mind may desire a more concrete, individualized experience than oneness. The experience of incarnating into a denser reality, where light transforms into matter, allows for living as an individual person. This creates opportunities to understand and gain information from this density. Story 57. There are many grim and depressing facts. There are also many bright and uplifting facts. Don't ignore either. Story 58. The purpose of life is to appreciate every moment you get. Support for disability cuts is not aligned with life's true purpose, in my view. In all seriousness, the opposite of that statement holds true. Story 59. The purpose of life is to accumulate as many high-value collectible trading cards as possible. You will still die in the end, but you will have in your possession a mint-condition Alpha Black Lotus, and that is what truly matters. Story 60. There is no purpose. If you look far enough down the road, eventually the sun will become a hypernova, swallowing our galaxy. There will not be a place for anyone to exist to remember you, so that argument cannot be made. The only temporary point of existence is finding enough activities to engage in during your involuntary time on Earth, allowing you to cope with the inevitable reality that nothing will have meant anything. There is no logical argument to the contrary. This is not pessimistic or a matter of opinion. Everything is ultimately pointless, and eventually nothing will mean anything. If that is the case, it never truly did. Story 61. How does the presence of an end make it meaningless? I don't understand this logic. To answer the question, in my opinion, the purpose is to give it a meaning. Story 62. I've grown to believe that life has no inherent meaning except for what you give it. The human ego wants us to think there is a higher purpose or meaning to life. The universe frankly does not care about you or how you choose to live, and aside from your loved ones, no one else does either. I'm only saying this to encourage you to live your life as you want, so that when you are on your deathbed, you can feel at peace knowing you left nothing undone. Story 63. Every rose has its thorn, just as every night has its dawn. Similarly, every cowboy sings a sad song. Story 64. Help others. Spread love. Leave it a little better for the next person. Experience the wonders of the physical world, both big and small. Cherish life. Story 65. Only conscious beings can assign meaning and value. At the end of the day, we have to give value to our lives. There are things to enjoy, and there is no way to know if we will ever be able to experience them again. That mentality actually saved my life. Story 66. Purpose is a social construct. A tree does not dwell on its purpose. Neither does a grain of sand or a cosmic ray. Things just exist. You are a rare form of the universe that has developed enough consciousness to be self-aware. Do with that what you will. Story 67. We are all going to die in the end, so find your purpose. Or do not, we are all going to die in the end. Is this positive or negative as you see it? Story 68. Our lives typically span around 100 years, while the universe is billions of years old. There is little value in comparing the purpose of our lives to that of the universe. The essence of life is to make the most of the time we have. Story 69. To make the most of our time before we pass away, we should do the things we enjoy and spend time with those we love. Story 70. Welcome to existentialism. Some find the idea that there is no greater meaning in life or beyond death terrifying. Personally, I believe nothing is scarier than eternal existence, and the void of nothingness at the end is comforting. Story 71. Why does life have to have a purpose? Does a beautiful classical song need a purpose? Does a gorgeous sunset need a purpose? Story 72. I saw a very wise-looking old man with gray hair. He had a bumper sticker that said, "He who dies with the most toys wins." Story 73. There is no particular purpose. You are stuck here until you decide otherwise. Apart from that, you just need to find things that you enjoy. Story 74. For billions of years, you did not exist. And then here you are. It is possible that after you die, you will spend eternity in one of the many afterlives or be continually reborn. Alternatively, your existence may end, and the chemicals that composed you will be recycled. I have been on this planet for many decades. My conclusion is to embrace the potential of an afterlife. In the meantime, just be kind to others and to yourself. Story 75. Cheer up. If we know we are going to die in the end, why not make the best of our lives while we have time? Story 76. Party with your friends. Relax on the beach. Enjoy delicious food. Play video games and pet a cat. Fun activities. Story 77. The secret to life, for me, is being ready to go at any minute. That may sound dark, but for me, it is peaceful. Story 78. I believe that purpose is a personal journey. I also struggle with understanding why some people choose different paths. It is an opportunity for you to make the most of and to feel accomplished in the end. We can choose to find joy in this journey or focus on suffering, but ultimately, this life is in your hands. Story 79. Why does death negate purpose? If anything, it adds purpose because if you lived forever, nothing would really be that urgent. Story 80. I took a first-year college course called The Meaning of Life that directly addressed this question. You can divide it into two schools of thought: extrinsic meaning and intrinsic meaning. Extrinsic meaning is the idea that the purpose of life exists outside of it, such as some sort of afterlife reward, reincarnation based on karma, or achieving nirvana. You can explore any major world religion for meaning in this context. Intrinsic meaning suggests that the meaning of life is found within life itself. This perspective includes many philosophers whose ideas range from life has no meaning, and that makes you free, to the meaning of life is in every single moment you experience. Personally, I gained a lot from Albert Camus and his phrase, "One must imagine Sisyphus happy." The concept that life has no clear goal at its end does not diminish the joy, pain, or sublime nature of life itself. For me, the meaning of life is to live as best as I can according to my values. My reward does not come at the end but is instead experienced throughout my life. The idea of looking back at the end does not make sense to me because I am unlikely to do that for most of my life. Story 81. I believe we are meant to support one another. It's not about idealistic hand-holding, but about respecting each other. Perhaps lend a hand or offer $1 when possible. Say a kind word or give a genuine compliment. Aim to acknowledge and value each other's efforts. I strive to live by one simple principle. Don't be unkind. It's easier than you might think. Story 82. To live well and avoid dying horribly. By the time you reach 50, you should have experienced both and gained an understanding. Story 83. The purpose is to have fun, live the life we desire, and die with hopefully no regrets. While it's not always achievable, that's the idea. Striving for this is my purpose in life, but I also try to enjoy and appreciate what I have as much as possible. Story 84. The goal is to develop spiritual awareness so we are not overly reliant on the physical world when we transition from it. Story 85. To accomplish something significant and contribute to society before we die. I don't believe I contribute much with my existence, but some people do. Story 86. To live life with minimal impact on the world so future generations can also enjoy it, we need to improve our efforts. Story 87. Give it some purpose. Find things you enjoy and care about. Make friends and create meaningful relationships. Just live, Story 88. I have a wonderful family, a great job, and I am in good health. I have no complaints. However, I work with people who are similar to me, and they choose to be unhappy, constantly finding things to complain about. It is mind-boggling. Story 89. Well, what would be the purpose of our lives if we all did not die in the end? Only the limitation gives it a certain importance. Story 90. To do the most good for the most people and to leave this place a little better than it was when you arrived. Also, to find pleasure, joy, and delight. Story 91. The best we can hope for is that the love we felt becomes a part of us and that we take it with us when we go. I used to believe that time was the most valuable thing we would ever own. Now, I believe that free will and our ability to choose how we spend our time and energy are our greatest assets. To me, 1 hour spent fishing with my grandfather, who will not be here next year, is more valuable than an hour playing a video game level I have played so many times I could close my eyes and pass. Your choices are your power over your own future. Story 92. There is no purpose or hidden meaning. Just find what you enjoy doing that makes you happy and do it. Story 93. There is no meaning to life. What is the meaning of a bacterium's life? An ant's life? It was created and therefore exists, and will soon not be. Your life is a gift. Make of it what you will. Story 94. To work for a faceless corporation or business in order to pay our landlords the majority of what we earn and the rest in taxes. All glory to the great capitalist regime. Story 95. Mark 12 verses 29 to 31, KJV. And Jesus answered him, The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Story 96. Look, I don't have time to get all existential. I have a backlog of over 500 video games to get through. Story 97. The Bible says God's plans for our lives reach forward into forever in paradise, so we prepare for that position in this life, or not, as we choose. Story 98. To live, laugh, cry, get angry, get happy, get heartbroken, and find joy. Read a book or a magazine. Drink, smoke, fight, apologize, argue, forgive, and show grace. Watch a movie or television. Find a hero and be a hero. Nap, be patient, show honor, and live with integrity. Stand up, shout, meditate, learn, and forget. Cry, be generous, grieve, be faithful, and choose yourself. Think, be powerful, be meek. Find yourself and lose yourself. Enjoy the moment, look forward, remember, and enjoy the sunshine and sunset. Get a pet, eat, be merry, party, and be whoever you are. Do what makes you happy. Live your life so that when your time is up, you look back and think to yourself, what a wild ride. Story 99. Well, we have this from Carl Gustav Jung. Man's task is to become conscious of the contents that press upward from the unconscious. Neither should he persist in his unconsciousness nor remain identical with the unconscious elements in his being, thus evading his destiny, which is to create more and more consciousness. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. Memories, dreams, reflections, page 326. Story 100. Thanks to free will, it is up to you. Gandalf the Grey. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Story 101. Your consciousness lives on if you are a conscious being. Anyone who doesn't understand this doesn't understand basic physics. It's sad. Story 102. I am not sure what the purpose of life is, but this question made me think of the lovers' bodies of ashes in Pompeii. Frozen in their last embrace, untouched by time, their love outlasts even the ruin of the world. I hope that when the fire comes for me, whether in the quiet of old age or the fury of an untamed storm, I will have lived in such a way that someone, somewhere, will wish they could hold me just a little longer. Story 103. This is a question that depends on whether someone has a faith they believe in or not. One answer could be humorous or somber, depending on one's perspective. Story 104. Maybe we're all just parts of one universe simply experiencing itself over and over again. Next time, I might be part of an asteroid hurtling through the void, a leaf on a tree on another Earth-like planet, or a pizza that you're going to enjoy. I hope I'm delicious. Story 105. Live your life to the fullest. Treat people with kindness and dignity, and be humble. Always appreciate your hobbies, food, and whatever your passion is. There is a reason we live before we die and meet our end. This reflects a spiritual philosophy in life. Story 106. What is the purpose of anything if you lose it eventually? It's a limited edition, so use it while you have it. If you can always have it, it isn't special. Story 107. Two individuals at the same time. This, along with self-cultivation, a deeper appreciation of the Tao, and a more harmonious existence is essential. Story 108. It has never been about the destination. It is all about the journey. Like a road trip, it helps to get off your phone and look out the window. Story 109. That's the beautiful thing. The incredibly sad truth is that everything is inevitably pointless. And yet we still manage to find such beauty and meaning in everything. Logically, it makes no sense, and yet here we are, creating, loving, laughing, and generally having a great time. Story 110. The Dalai Lama suggests that the purpose of life is to be happy. When I think deeply about that notion, I find it compelling. Story 111. Pizza, fast cars, the opposite sex or the same sex if you're inclined, beaches, dogs, any animal, a sunny day, a great song, an album that you can't get enough of, friends, family, ice cream. I have no idea why we're here, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. The challenges are just small bumps on a long road. I don't know what our purpose is, and I know I'm going to die, but I will enjoy every moment between the day I was born and the day I look up at the dirt. I'm going through the worst part of my life right now, but all the great experiences behind me and all the great experiences ahead of me outweigh the negativity. I don't know if there's any purpose. Maybe there isn't, but I don't care. When I die and cover my head for the last time, I will have no regrets. Good times and bad times make no difference, no regrets. I'm enjoying every minute, even the challenges that drive me out of my mind and make me want to jump off a building sometimes. I love being alive. Story 112. To enjoy it now is what truly matters. This includes looking forward to your future and the future of your family after you pass away. What is the point of using anesthesia for pain relief prior to heart surgery if a person is destined to die someday? Because the pain in the moment matters, as does the joy. On the other hand, there is nothing wrong with being dead either, except for the sadness experienced by those who have lost us. Story 113. Life is not lived at the end. It is lived moment to moment. Eat nutritious food. Move your body. Laugh with your friends. Love. Do good things. Make the moments of those around you positive. Experience nature. Create beautiful art. Appreciate art. Be kind. Story 114. To live for others and the Great One, of whom we are all a part, is slowly developing as we speak. In this context, we are smaller than a particle, but we are all the same. Story 115. Enjoy it while it lasts. Take the risks, and instead of dreading the fact that it does not mean anything in the grand scheme of things, embrace it and run with it. Story 116. What is the purpose of a bear's life? Do you think it feels unfulfilled because it catches fish all day instead of browsing the internet? Or do you think our humble bear friends settle down with their dinner, watch the sunset dazzling the mountains, and just go about their day? They don't question it. They hunt because they're hungry. They reproduce because they want to. They drink because they're thirsty. They don't question why or if what they're doing is meaningful enough. They're just bears. That's the meaning. The meaning of life is life. That question that probably drives people mad. What's it all for? What's the point? Well, this is it. This is the point. You're alive. You are the handiwork of countless coincidences, of tiny chances, of the universe betting on the big casino in the sky. You can see trees being trees and bears being bears, and that's it. Is there something beyond? Maybe. Is it just like Earth? Impossible. Is it the one question I will wait my whole life to have answered? Yes. But for now, this is it. You're breathing. That's the meaning. Story 117. Leave your mark on the world. Do something that people will talk about for generations to come. Story 118. You might enjoy a book called Seth Speaks by Jane Roberts. You may find it entertaining, or it may completely change your life. Story 119. There is no purpose as we know it. This is called optimistic nihilism, the idea that while life has no inherent meaning, everything we consider meaningful is created by human society. We have the freedom to find our own fulfillment and joy. Instead of despairing over the lack of purpose, we can embrace it as an opportunity to shape our own meaning. Story 120. You don't need a purpose. Not everyone is meant to change the world or make it better. All you can do is improve the lives of the people around you. Find things you enjoy every day and pursue moments that bring you happiness. To me, that's a well-lived life. Story 121. Who misses us when we are gone? The positive impact we leave on the people around us is the only thing that truly matters in this reality. Story 122. Recently, I rediscovered Christ and converted to Christianity. I won't preach, but my faith inspires me to look forward to life after death and to be the best person I can be for those around me. Story 123. No purpose. It's fine though, just get over it. That's what we all end up doing anyway, so save yourself some time. Story 124. There are places I can go and places I cannot go. I cannot go to the moon or Alpha Centauri. I cannot go to before I was born, and I cannot go to after I die. So what? There are many places I can go and many amazing things I can do. Story 125. What would our purpose be if we lived forever? If anything, our mortality creates more purpose than it eliminates. That said, I think we are biologically wired to seek answers. We are naturally curious, and from that, we expect there to be a purpose to justify ourselves. From an evolutionary standpoint, this drive has served us well, but it comes at the cost of looking for meaning where none exists and being preyed upon by those who pretend to have the answers. I say we should embrace our insignificance in time and space. We will die, and no one will remember we existed in about 100 years on average. Our lifespans will comprise 2% of recorded history. Roughly 120 billion people have ever lived, and about 5,000, 0.000004%, of them have done something significant enough to warrant being written about for future generations to learn, most of whom will not. And that's just our planet compared to the 800 billion in our galaxy. So, it's wild to think we have a purpose any more than the extinct dodo bird had a purpose. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.